Here are some crazy landlord stories. I got a call at 2 a.m. that the closet rod fell and that I needed to fix it immediately. The good old closet rod falling, big emergency. I had a tenant say he couldn't pay rent this month, but a day later, I saw him standing in line on the news at the Apple store waiting to purchase an iPhone. That tenant knows where his priorities are at. This landlord said, I ended up in people's court over you stole my toilet paper holder. That sounds like something that would end up on TV. Oh, this one's a little gross. I had a tenant put raw chicken pieces in the ceiling during eviction, but luckily he had a big mouth and it got back to me. That's gross, and I'm sure it smelled horrible. This one's actually kind of sad. My tenant did not want her daughter, so she dropped her off with us on Christmas Eve. This was long ago, but now she's happy, healthy, and thriving. Apparently, she thought we are pretty great landlords. Those landlords are amazing. They adopted their tenant's child who was being neglected. Here's a drug one. The tenant used the apartment to grow pot, covered the windows, set up grow lights and humidifiers. Mold was on the walls. When the husband confronted him, the tenant came after him with a tire iron. Why do people get violent when they get caught? This story is a little crazy. Two former tenants, both Marines, got into a knife fight in the common area. The one cut open the abdomen of the loser and sat on him while he was alive. Both were high on meth. Don't do drugs, people. Handyman story. I had an amazing handyman who turned out to be a big drug dealer, and he's now serving time. I will miss him. Okay, this one's really crazy. We owned a duplex, and we thought we had two great tenants that had known each other for a long time. Sadly, one killed the other over another woman. So we had a deceased tenant and the other one in jail. Holy smokes, that is crazy. Here's an alligator story. I did a walkthrough for a city inspection that is done every 2 years. There was a 6-foot alligator in a home living in a cage. Pet alligators are not allowed. Here's another one with illegal activity. I had a prostitute operating her business for one of my rentals. She always paid the rent early. Here's a funny, unique one. I had a tenant shoot out all the windows from inside the house, then ran across the street and jumped into the lake to escape. He wasn't a good swimmer and had to be rescued by the sheriff's department boat. He thought his drug dealer was after him again. Once again, don't do drugs. I got calls from several neighbors. Apparently, the guy was high on meth. By the time I got there, he was pulling out of the driveway with all his stuff packed up as I pulled in. I never saw from him again. If you've had a crazy landlord story, please put it in the comments. Would love to hear it. There's some crazy things that happen out there. Also, if you're a tenant that has had a bad, crazy landlord, share those stories too. Would love to hear both.